I, like many others, am extremely fascinated by Andrew Huberman and really impressed with all the information that he's putting out to us. Unlike social media, he does not follow trends. This is why I like him so much. All the information that he provides to us is all backed by science. He pulls the best of the best research, as well as conducts his own, to get really interesting studies about health and wellness, which he's definitely one of a kind. No one else is doing what he's doing. If I'm gonna be honest, I've listened to about 90% of his podcasts, and I have learned so much. I'm someone who loves information and I love to learn, especially about my health, physical and mental. So if I can become the best version of myself by bettering different aspects of my life, I will do whatever it takes. I want to perform the best. I want to have the best mental health. I want to have the best physical performance. I want to be able to have good relationships, good conversations. And a lot of that is because he talks about psychology a lot, which I find super fascinating as well. It all ties into the physical and mental well-being. He has a lot of information out there, and I definitely could not follow everything that he says, but I love to pull apart pieces that he highlights into my daily routine and into my life. Specifically in the morning, I thrive in the mornings. Morning routines are my favorite, and I feel like if I set myself up for success in the morning, that I am bound to have a really good and productive day. If my morning isn't good, the rest of my day always tends to not be the greatest. So let's dive into my morning routine and the things that I've picked up on from Andrew Huberman and applied into my mornings to make them 10 times better and to make me a 10 times better person. I know a lot of health and fitness people preach to wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. super early before the sunrise. I've tried to do this numerous times, and ever since middle school, I have not been the type of person to wake up super early. I've tried to force it. I've tried to implement different habits that I could do. I've tried to schedule workout classes at 5 or 6 a.m. so I would force myself to get up because I wanted to be a morning person so bad. This just doesn't work for me, and this is where routines really are individualized, and you have to pick what works best for you. Andrew Huberman, I don't really think he says anything about you have to wake up at a certain time, and a matter of fact, what he does say is to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night and to get optimal rest, to have that, so you have that REM sleep and that deep sleep and you're recovered and ready for the next day. If I'm cutting that short, first of all, I'm not recovering well, I'm groggy, I'm tired, it's just not good. Sure, it looks good on social media. I woke up at 5 a.m. every single morning, but that's not realistic to me. It doesn't help me be the best version of me. I found that 6:30, 7 a.m. works the best for my body, and I'm not gonna force anything else. So I'm waking up at 7, I'm opening the blinds because I love to watch the sunrise, and I'm also making my bed first thing in the morning because it's just a habit that I've implemented into the first part of the day. No, making your bed isn't gonna make you the most successful, healthiest person ever, but habits and routines will. I always remind myself, diluted effort comes diluted results. So if I'm trying to get the best results for my day, I'm just gonna change every little aspect that I can to be the best version of me. And making my bed and being organized is one of them. It's so important to me because a cluttered space is gonna lead to a cluttered mind, and I'm not gonna be productive and I'm not gonna be happy, that's for sure. Plus, I just got new bed sheets and they are so cute. This burnt orange for fall is just, I love it. Next thing, we're getting dressed, we're getting ready. No, I'm getting dressed, I did my skincare, I did my makeup. Duke came to join us. There's probably not any health benefits to me putting on makeup, but doing your skincare, again, it's an important part of the routine and the structure in my day. And of course, I want glowing, clean, healthy skin, so I will keep up with that every single day. Look good, feel good, perform good. Next, I'm filling up my water bottle. I do want to mention that I did brush my teeth. I don't want to drink water and eat food after I've been sleeping and having that bacteria build up in my mouth. I definitely need to invest in a tongue scraper because I hear all the rage about it, so I probably will, but for now, we're brushing it, and then we're going into filling up my water bottle. I try to drink about 1 gallon to 1.5 gallons every single day. I fill up my Stanley multiple times a day, and listen, the only reason that I'm using a large gallon water bottle to fill up my Stanley cup is because my water filter is out, it's bad, so I had to buy these big water bottles. So don't come for me for using plastic water bottles. I know it's not the best. And next, this is so important.
Ideally sunlight for 2 to 10 minutes every morning upon waking.
I feel like Huberman has nailed this into everyone's brains. Morning sunlight. Get that morning sunlight on your face right away in the morning after you wake up to stimulate that circadian rhythm and get everything going. Your hormones are getting aligned. It knows the sun is up now. Your body's like, okay, let's wake up and release that cortisol. So me and Duke always go on a little morning walk, whether that's only 20 minutes or if it's an hour long. We always go on a walk. First, because I want to get my steps in. I always aim for at least 10,000 steps a day. And second of of all, which is probably the most important part, is getting sun on your face. Direct sunlight, it does not work the same indoors. Make sure you're outside. Also, it's just so peaceful in the morning. I feel like it's not very busy and the sun is just starting to rise. It's the best part of the day. I come back in and I feed Duke breakfast, and since it's been an hour since I've woken up, I'm also gonna be eating breakfast. I think we all know that we shouldn't have caffeine in an empty stomach. Andrew Huberman says to not have caffeine within 60 to 90 minutes of waking up. Now, I'm not a huge caffeine person, but if I want something warm and chocolatey in the morning, these are my favorite things to use if I don't want coffee. They're the Four Sigmatic hot cocoa mix with reishi mushrooms. So it's really good for stress and anxiety because it has those calming mushrooms and stuff in it, and it tastes really good. I just mix it with almond milk and it's actually pretty sweet. I highly recommend these if you just want a coffee replacement or if you want like a little morning or even nighttime little chocolatey warm drink. It doesn't have a ton of sugar in it. So I just made my high protein breakfast, which is also really important to balance your blood sugar, keep your energy levels stable, and I'm not having that energy crash. It never fails me, it's so good. This whole meal has almost 40 grams of protein, all before 10 a.m. It has 37 grams of protein. 1 gram of protein every single day per pound of body weight. I'm about 130 pounds. I'm aiming for 130 grams of protein every single day. As you saw, I made a really high protein breakfast, which keeps me full and satisfied for a really long time, and it holds me over because I have a lot of work to do right after breakfast. I love to do the most mentally tiring and draining things right away in the morning, and then the physical things. I found that this has worked the best for me. I did used to work out in the morning, and now I have pushed that back because I love to have enough water in my system, food in my system, electrolytes like salt in my system, so I'm ready to have a really good workout. When I was working out really early in the morning, I was groggy, I was tired, I didn't really have enough water in me, I was dehydrated. I wasn't doing well in the gym, so I decided to push it back later in the day, which has been really helpful for me. And then I also mentioned to not eat the first hour of the day and not eat 2 to 3 hours prior to bedtime, and this is why. Huberman says the first is not to eat any food in the first hour after waking and potentially for longer. This allows your body to get into a fasted state, which you have been fasting overnight already, which is essential for promoting weight loss, metabolic health, and liver health. The second key pillar is not to eat or drink anything for 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This allows your body to continue to fast as you sleep, which can help regulate your blood sugar and promote better health outcomes. If you want a more deep dive, definitely go listen to his podcast on intermittent fasting. He used to skip breakfast completely. I don't know if he still does that. I also used to do that, and I saw a lot of benefits in it. I feel like I had a lot of mental clarity.
Some people like being fasted because they like the clarity of mind that it provides.
I was very awake and focused. I didn't notice any physical differences. I wasn't doing it for weight loss. I was doing it for the mental aspect of it and to help regulate my blood sugar. I did it for about a month, but I found that I just performed better if I ate an hour after I woke up. After a little bit of my morning routine, and then after me and Duke went on our walk, it just works better for me, personal preference, but I am still waiting that 1 hour before I do eat. If I eat right away after I wake up, I feel like I totally disregard my hunger cues, and it kind of messes me up for the rest of the day. Am I hungry? Am I not? So that's what I've noticed. A big thing that fasting helps you do is to really understand when you're hungry and when you're not, if you're bored eating or not. The next thing that I go into, I'm sitting on my bed and I'm doing a little bit of breath work. So sometimes I do this on my morning walk, and I just really try to focus on deep inhales, hold, and a really prolonged exhale, hold. This is called box breathing that Huberman preaches, because yes, you can breathe autonomically, which is your body doing it by itself, but you can also control your breathing as well. And this really helps with anxiety and just easing your mind, which I struggle with a lot. So really focusing on mindful breathing in the morning has made a big difference in my anxiety levels. And just paying attention to this for the rest of the day as well has been a game changer. A couple other things that I keep in mind during my morning is just making sure I'm drinking enough water. I feel like if I start my morning off with my Stanley filled, I feel like I just get kind of a head start and I just drink a lot of water during the day. Also, when it comes to my phone, I don't use my phone the first couple hours of the day, or at least I don't scroll on social media at all. This has been a huge game changer because I would be the person that would lay in bed in the morning, check my phone, and just start scrolling on social media for like an hour and then get out of bed. Super unhealthy for my mental health. I feel like it would just like instill anxiety in me immediately in the morning, and it didn't make me feel good at all. So I know it's kind of hard sometimes to get out of that habit, but it's really important to just not be on your phone. A thing that's helped me is turning my phone on airplane mode at night so I don't see the notification. Plus it's not emitting the EMF right by my head because I have my phone on my nightstand right next to me. And my final tip would just be taking walks after each meal just to help with digestion and get everything moving and flowing. I'm actually going to the grocery store right after this, so I just ate breakfast. I'm gonna go walk a little bit, obviously in the grocery store, but also I'll do this after lunch and after dinner just because, for one, this just helps get all my steps in because I try to aim for at least 10,000 steps a day. Also, parking kind of far away in the parking lot at the grocery store so I can walk to the front, I'm fully capable. Also doing that will help rank up your steps if you're aiming for 10,000 and have a hard time reaching that. Going on the post-meal walk and just going on a little morning walk too, it just helps to stimulate that circadian rhythm as you're getting the sunlight in right away in the morning. That's super beneficial too. But I think that is all my tips for my morning routine. Backed by Andrew Huberman, backed by science. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. But thank you so much for staying to the end. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you liked it, and I will see you guys next time.